For my
Is he?
last highlighted player of the week, I know Eli's got a couple too as well, but we have the same highlighted player of the week.
Yeah. Well, he was
I had
that good.
I have Zach Moss. Unfortunately, my dumbass decides to, oh, Taylor's back. I don't think Moss is gonna be liable anymore to my team anymore. Droop dropped him to waivers, and I'm like,
Oh
I'm like,
no! Oh
I'm like,
no! Oh no!
why
You didn't.
in the hell
Oh
did I
no!
just do that for? Yeah. Oh, yes. So, anyways, I unfortunately dropped
I
Zach
need a red.
Moss.
I need a
I
red
know.
light for fantasy malpractice. This guy's a multiple year, multiple time champion. Fantasy malpractice. No.
Yeah, so unfortunately, I
Uh,
dropped the Mac to the Moss to the waivers, and
yeah.
I just I just had no choice in that because I thought honestly, with Taylor coming back, that he was gonna eat up the attempts, eat up the snap count and whatnot. So I figured, but I should have just realized at that time I needed somebody else. So at that time, Zach Moss was a guy I'm like, well, I can totally just drop just because of Taylor coming back, and now it's very possible these guys could have a two-headed monster, with Taylor slowly kind of getting kind of back into, you know, football shape, I guess you could put it that way. Um, Moss will probably end up getting those carries. I mean, he was out there in 80% of snaps. I don't know what Taylor was out there, what his snap count was, but I'm sure it was a little bit less than that. But Moss went off for 39 points, 23 attempts, 165 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I was watching Red Zone, and I was just shaking my head, and it's like, why why did I do that? Because,
why?
yeah,
This
yeah,
is the third fail of the night.
right? But yeah, other than that, I'll probably try to get Zach Moss back on my team if I can, but I don't know. If not, I'll probably be trying to pick up a different guy that I'll be mentioning in our waivers too as well. So if I can't get Zach Moss, I'm going to go a different direction. But overall, I'm pretty well happy with Zach Moss. I mean, he's been the dude. I mean, this guy's been talented. I mean, we've mentioned him before already in our streams. How I've watched Zach Moss down with the Utah Utes, and I mean, this guy eats. He can eat and eat and eat. He didn't have the right opportunity to actually, you know, get to work. He went to the Bills. He was in front behind Singletary. He wasn't getting anything. He wasn't getting used. So they finally
I'm
traded him out.
and you know what we had to, and we did the same players this week. So I'm going to piggyback right where Jay's at. And you know what? He was an 80% of the snaps. That's obviously that percentage is going to go down as they work Taylor more in. But still, guy has over 400 yards rushing this year. I mean, 3 touchdowns. He's got some reception. I didn't include that, but he's got over 100 yards receiving so far. So, he's kind of shedding that bust label. I mean, I wonder how many other backs could have been better had they not been in Buffalo. You know what I mean? Like how good could James Cook be? If he was somewhere else. Singletary wasted away. He's just a backup now in Houston, but how many backs they probably screwed up that they don't know what they have no running game in Buffalo. It's all Josh Allen pretty much. But yeah, great week for Zach Moss. He's my gold star player of the week. He was one of Jay's highlighted players. Just a monster week. And it's good to see. Yeah, we both remember him from Utah. I mean, they're doing just fine. I mean, they're top 10 team right now in the college rankings, and right up there with the Oregon and USC and Washington to compete for that Pac-12 title. But so they're not missing him that much. But I think he's worked his way in where they have a 1-2 punch now. And if going into the year, you would have been like, okay, it's Jonathan Taylor if he's not traded, Jonathan Taylor and who? Deion Jackson. Like
Hmm.
anybody,
No.
yeah, exactly. I was waiting for the crickets. I was waiting for a cricket sound effect. That didn't happen. Uh, but it, no, yeah, yeah. Zach Moss, Gold Star Player of the Week, And you know what? I'm gonna before we get into the waivers, I've got one more guy. Unless Jay, do you have any more things or anything to
I,
wrap up with any of the
yeah,
Jets players?
I was just gonna say Zach Moss is the number 8 running back on the year already, which is crazy. He's actually got 98 fantasy points already. Um, Rushing yards, he is actually let's see where he's at. He's actually 3rd in rushing right now, behind Chris CMC and and Achan. So he's 3rd in rushing right now.
Oh, he's gonna jump him. You know, he's gonna be injured for 3-4 weeks. So yeah, who would have thought? You know, after week 6, I mean, if Moss has even a relatively decent game, 75 yards in week 6, who would have thought that Zach Moss would be the number 2 rusher in the league after 6 weeks? I mean, nobody. Absolutely nobody. So
And
that's incredible.
and then Brees Hall is actually 6th overall in rushing yards as
He's
well.
coming.
So
We
yeah,
coming. We coming. He's coming.
if
Brees will be in
if
the top 5 very, very soon.
yes, if Brees Hall can
Uh,
keep up what he's if Brees Hall can continue what
yeah,
he's doing, I think he can actually take the rushing record.
he's gonna have he's honestly gonna have to. And the Jets are 2-3, and Zach Wilson. I mean, he is what he is, but he's played a little better the last couple weeks. If the Jets are gonna have any chance at the playoffs at a wild card, yeah, Brees is gonna have to go off for probably 1,900 yards. I mean, this is gonna have to be a monster season for the Jets to have any chance, and he's capable of it. I mean, the guy stays healthy. We know how good he is. I mean, we were talking him up on this show last year before he got hurt. He was the leading rusher in the league for a reason. This guy's a beast. So those are all the highlighted players. So I'm gonna do a new segment here on the rise.